How's it going, guys? It's Red, and in this video, I'm going to be showing you guys a super powerful combat knife DPS build that you guys could be using right now in Back 4 Blood. With this setup, you guys should be able to easily get through Recruit and Veteran, and this build can even be taken into Nightmare. But before we get into that, if you're new here to the channel, make sure to leave a like on this video and subscribe for more awesome Back 4 Blood content just like this. Also, make sure to check out the link to my Discord server. It's going to be down in the description below. You guys can use it to find teammates to play Back 4 Blood with. So if you guys are in some dire need of teammates, make sure to come check out the Discord server. And without further ado, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Alright, so here we are in the deck building menu in Back 4 Blood. This is going to be the complete deck list, so if you guys are just looking to copy and paste the deck, now is your time to do so. But for the remainder of this video, I'm just going to be talking about why every card is where it is and just what role every card plays in the deck and just everything like that. Now, this build is a combat knife melee build, which is just a small, altercation to the usual melee builds that you see in the game, and that is because this one is going to rely solely on combat knife for all of our melee buffs. Now, the reason that this is so different is because combat knife actually doesn't use up a weapon slot because it replaces our melee. So that means we can still hold and fire two guns while using our combat knife and getting all of the good upsides of playing all the melee cards. Now, this deck is going to play similarly to most other melee decks. The only main difference is that, while we can't ADS, we can still shoot our guns in melee, pretty much at the same time, which is really, really powerful. So basically, we just shoot anything that's, kind of far away, and then as soon as anything actually gets close to us, we just, knife it to death. And, our combat knife, once we get the build going, is going to kill special infected super, super quick. Like 1 to 2 taps, and that's it. So number 1 is going to be combat knife, which turns our melee into a knife that counts as a melee weapon. Now, this is obviously the build around for the entire deck, and the important part is that this card says it counts as a melee weapon, which means we get all of the good upsides for all of these good melee cards. And like I said earlier, this card lets us actively use guns and melee weapons pretty much at the same time and get the benefits from both. Now, number 2 is going to be Meth Head, which gives us plus 40% melee attack speed, plus 30% melee stamina efficiency, and our melee attacks are no longer going to stick in tough enemies. Now, the ADS disabler isn't really that big of a deal in this deck because, yeah, I said that we're going to be, shooting and meleeing practically at the same time, but as long as we use something like a shotgun or something that doesn't actually require us to aim, we're still going to be in business. So just don't use like a sniper rifle with this build, use like a shotgun or an SMG, something along those lines. But as for the rest of the card, this is just one of the best melee cards. That's why it's in the deck. It just does everything we want except give us more damage, which we have plenty of other cards that can do that for us. Now in the number 3 spot, we have Face Your Fears, which gives us plus 2 temporary health whenever we kill a Ridden within 2 meters, basically saying that every time we melee a zombie, we are going to get 2 temporary health. Now this card is pretty much always just been like the best card in all of the melee decks, but it's not really the best card in the combat knife variation, just because this build is built around just shooting zombies farther away more than just, strictly only using our melee weapon. Like, we're still going to be killing a lot of zombies with our combat knife. It's just not going to be all of our kills like a normal melee build would be. So this card gets a little worse, but it's still just really good in this deck. Now, number 4 is going to be Batter Up, which gives us plus 40% melee damage and plus 5 health. Now, the reason that this is in here is because I wanted a card that would just make our combat knife go from, kind of just mediocre to, actually 2-tapping things. And this is just the best overall damage card that I think, now, I don't think it's like the best card for melee damage. I just think for what it gives us, it's just the best, because I was looking for just one card that it would, sustain our knife for a few more card picks till we can get into another damage card, and I think Batter Up is just the way to go. Now, number 5 is going to be Vanguard, which says melee kills grant 1 temporary health to you and nearby teammates. Now, this card especially shines when you guys are stuck in like a small room, or, you guys are all tightly wound together, and, you being the melee player are going to be bottlenecking the door that the zombies are going to be coming out of. Not only are you going to be gaining another temporary health on top of your Face Your Fears health, so not only are you gaining 3 health every kill, you're also healing your teammates for 1 temporary health every single kill as well. And let me tell you, after you kill about, 70-80 zombies in the same doorway, your teammates are going to be absolutely loaded with health. Usually in these scenarios, you turn into a healer more than your actual healer does. Now, number 6 is going to be Berserker, which says gain 10% melee damage, 10% melee speed, and 5% move speed for each melee kill in the last 4 seconds. Now, this card's in here for obvious reasons. It's just a super good melee card, and our deck's just a melee deck. But like I said earlier, much like Face Your Fears, this does get a little worse in the combat knife variation of the melee builds, but this card is still super good and still really needed in the deck. Number 7 is going to be Motorcycle Helmet, which gives us plus 15% damage resistance, plus 10 health, but it disables our ADS. Now, we already have a card that disables our ADS, so this isn't really that big of a deal. And I mean, this is just one of the best protection cards in the entire game if you're willing to disable your ADS, but since we already are, I mean, it's just going to do the most out of any other singular card to give us armor in the game. Now, number 8 is going to be Brazen, which gives us plus 20% melee stamina efficiency and plus 30% melee attack speed with a minus 5% damage resistance as the downside. Now, this card's in here just so we can melee faster and just be a little more effective while we do it, so we can stab faster and stab longer. That's exactly what we want as a melee build, and once we start moving up at the levels, we are going to be meleeing a lot because there's going to be a lot of common infected and a lot of special infected that we gotta kill too. Number 9 is going to be Killer Instinct, which gives us plus 30% weak spot damage with a disabler of our ADS, but we already have 2 cards that make it so we can't ADS, so this card is just pretty much plus 30% weak spot damage. Now, this is in here because I wanted it to be a lot like Batter Up, just the card that gives us the most damage for a single card. That is what I want, with the exception of Hyper Focused. I think Hyper Focused is now, like, terrible. Like, I don't know, it's not terrible, but it's definitely just not where it used to be, and just a lot of cards are better than it now, because move speed while melee attacking is really bad for us, because I mean, with this build, especially with the combat knife, you can just hold your melee button and your guy's gonna continuously melee, and we can just, you know, kind of openly just run around and get out of the hordes. But I mean, moving 40% slower, that's just never where we want to be. Now, number 10 is gonna be Numb, which gives us plus 15% damage resistance while we have temporary health. We're pretty much always gonna have temp health because of Face Your Fears, so this card basically is just plus 15% damage resistance. Now, number 11 is going to be Heavy Hitter, which says melee hits against weak spots deal plus 20 additional stumble damage. Now, the reason that this is in the deck is because, I mean, this kind of just combos off with our entire deck, because we can basically 2-tap any special infected, and anything that we don't kill on the first hit, we're going to stumble it, and then we're most likely going to kill it in our second stab, except for like crushers and stuff like that. Now, number 12 is going to be Screwdriver, which gives us plus 50% use speed and plus 10% stamina. Now, I wanted this card to be later because I think that use speed just gets way better as the campaigns go along, because it aids in a lot of things, you know, like reviving your teammates, opening different chests, opening, you know, basically just everything that uses a progress bar gets faster with use speed, and that's just really helpful in the later rounds. And it gives us plus 10% stamina, which, I mean, we're a melee build, so that's obviously what we want. And I mean, this card has no downsides either. Now, number 13 is gonna be Slugger, which gives us plus 5 health, plus 10% melee stamina efficiency, and plus 20% melee attack speed. Now, this card's much like Brazen. It's gonna make us swing faster, swing longer, and this card gives us health. So basically, all of the reasons that we're playing Brazen, we're playing Slugger, because they're basically the exact same card, just Brazen's just a little bit better. Now, number 14 is going to be Reckless Strategy, which gives us plus 30% weak spot with minus 5% damage resistance as the downside. Now, this is in here for more or less like the finale situations, just because, I mean, when the finales come around, we're going to have to be able to kill special infected at a ridiculously quick rate, and I mean, Reckless Strategy really helps with that. Now, number 15 is going to be Motorcycle Jacket, which gives us plus 5% damage resistance and plus 5 health. Now, this card's actually just in here for the finale, just something to give us a little more protection other than Motorcycle Helmet. It's just that last layer of protection that we need that really just puts the build together at its just absolute finest. Well, that's going to do it for the video, guys. Make sure to leave a comment down below telling me any deck changes that you guys would make. And as always, if you happen to enjoy the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to my channel for more awesome Back 4 Blood content just like this. Also, make sure to check out the link to my Discord server. It's going to be down in the description below. You guys can use it to find teammates to play Back 4 Blood with. So if you guys are in some dire needed teammates, make sure to come check out the Discord server. And until next time, it's been Red, and I'll see you guys in the next video.